BookTube, my name is Elizabeth and welcome to Book Babble. So today I am going to be doing a Tuesday talks, and usually like 95% of the time and I'm sorry about my dog. That's the only way I could get him to leave me alone for 5 seconds to record is by giving him a bone to chew on for an hour. So I'm sorry if you can hear the noises and the all that good stuff. But anyway, so I always pre-record my Tuesday talks and my top 5 Wednesday if I decide to do them. And when I was recording my Tuesday talks earlier in the month, I just ran out of time and I wasn't able to record the last week, which is today. And then I kind of just forgot that I didn't do it. And then today comes and then all these Tuesday talks comes out and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't do this week. So I'm doing it now, but that's, so I'm sorry that this didn't get pre-recorded or whatever, but anyway, the topic is pros and cons of ARCs, so let's do this. So if you guys didn't know, ARCs are advanced reader copies, and they're what publishers give out to people in the industry, reviewers, different publishers, authors, and stuff like that to create hype for the book. And I have some, if you guys are interested in knowing how to get ARCs or what they're all about and stuff, I made a video a couple months back, and then there's a couple booktubers who made really, really good videos, and I will link a couple of those videos down below if you want to get some information on ARCs and how to get them and what you need to do and all that good stuff. But right now, I'm just going to talk about the cons, and there are a couple cons. From a standpoint of a reviewer, advanced reader copies give you stress. Like, you get a book in the mail that you've been wanting, which is great, but you have to review it like a week usually before the date of release, and it just really stresses you out if you get busy or like the date's coming up and you just don't want to read it now for some reason. Like, that has happened to me several times and it's very stressful. Or if you read a book and you don't like it, because you get advanced reader copies in exchange for an honest review. And I always review books honestly, whether it's an art copy or not. And some people are afraid that if they review the book honestly and they didn't like it, that they won't be able to receive ARCs from that publisher anymore, and that's just not the case, but it does happen, and so people usually just give raving good reviews. I'm sorry, people don't usually do that, but some people do that sometimes, and they just give really good reviews of a book even though they didn't like it in order so they think they can get more. And so that's a negative as well, is that it doesn't always come off as a true and honest review to the consumer, to people who don't do reviewing, who aren't in the industry. They might see all these good positive reviews, but it might not actually be a good book. So that's a con as well. It gives you a lot of anxiety, and it doesn't also always, it's not always an honest thing when people review the books. And I'm trying to think of more cons. Oh, another con is people who take advantage of the system. I know recently there's been a lot of people, because of BookCon, they get like these really exclusive ARCs that come out and then they go and just sell them on eBay or Amazon or something like that. And it's, ARCs, because you get them for free, the publisher isn't making any money off of them, and it is illegal to sell them. You can get like a fine or arrested or something like that for selling advanced reader copies. It's like a very bad thing to do for the publisher, for the author, for the community such as myself and other reviewers. If a bunch of people start taking advantage of this system, we are going to lose the right. Well, it's not even a right, it's a privilege. The privilege of being able to get these advanced reader copies. And that's definitely a negative thing in the community nowadays. And not a lot of people do it. It's a very select few, but it's definitely very wrong, and it's not cool, man. It's not cool. But some of the pros, there's actually a lot of pros. You obviously are getting a book for free, and that is awesome. Another pro is if you have the privilege of getting a lot of great ARCs, or books that are going to be very popular by popular authors, your booktube or your blog or your Instagram or whatever the case may be is definitely going to get more viewers and stuff like that, because you're reviewing books that people want to know about. So that's definitely a pro. A pro is that you can give the books away, which is legal. If you get an ARC and you read it and you love it and you decide to do a giveaway, it is perfectly legal to run a giveaway for that book and to give it away to one of your subscribers or to one of your readers or something like that. That's definitely a pro. A pro is also that you're reading a book before almost anybody else. You know, if you're one of the first people to get an ARC, the only people who have read this book are the author and a select few people, you know, beta readers and some people at the publishing office, and that's really it. It's a very great privilege to be able to be one of the select 100 or 200 to be able to receive an art copy of that book. Another really great pro is that, especially for smaller authors, smaller publishing houses, art copies are just a great, amazing way to get the word out there for their book. There have been several small-time authors that their art copies got sent out and it just blew up and they became very popular because of that, and it's just a great thing. So there are definitely some amazing good things about ARCs. It's just that, you know, if people take advantage of the system, we're going to lose that privilege. And then my advice to a new blogger or a new booktuber, because I went through this. I did this when I first got to 400 or 500 subscribers. I immediately started, you know, requesting advanced reader copies from publishers, and I got them very luckily. I don't know how I did, because in the grand scheme of things, thinking back on it, I should have waited until I had many more subscribers or I had a more established blog to start requesting books. I don't know how I was approved for any of them, but I was, and I was very gracious for that. But because I was so excited to be able to get these advanced reader copies, I was so overwhelmed, and I ended up requesting books that later on I didn't really want to read. So my advice to a new booktuber or a new blogger, even if you've been doing this for a year but you don't have that those readers, you don't have a big number of followers or anything like that, wait. Make sure that you can read and review your own books on your own shelf, or your own books that you buy, or the own books from your library, because if you rent a whole bunch of books from the library, or if you buy a whole bunch of books and they just sit on your shelf for 3 months before you read them, you're probably going to be doing the same thing with art copies. So just wait, get in the habit of reviewing every single book that you read of your own books before you start reviewing art copies, and wait also until you get a good, decent number of followers to request art copies as well, because it does get very daunting and it does give you some anxiety, and it's just better to wait and get used to just writing reviews for all of the books that you buy and you get on your own instead of getting sent to you. So that is all for my Tuesday talks. Again, I'm going to link those videos down below if you guys want to see them, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!